Hey, it's me, Desmody, and welcome to the Wizard's Lair item shop. Oh my god, Rigby. Lately, I have been having the hardest time starting anything. It's like my brain is sandpaper. Like I'm allergic to doing things that I enjoy. What a way to live. But hey, I pressed record, which means now I am contractually bound to finishing this video or else I will die. Right? So that was a fucking lie. What am I doing today? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Help me. I really want to try a reading vlog. There might be a reason why VTubers generally don't really do vlog content. And that's part of the reason why I'm so paralyzed on starting this video idea, was because I was like, how do I make it visually interesting enough? How do I make it aesthetic enough with what my limitations and all of that? And don't know. And I think I'm wasting time figuring out by thinking when I could just be doing shit and failing and learning. So March and April is like prime migraine season as well. So like I just have been like not feeling it, and I haven't really been reading much anyway. But I want to try doing a reading vlog today. I wanted to read this book with you. The Tale of Despereaux. Yes, it's a children's book. The reason why I wanted to read this today was that like forever ago, I did a readathon, and one of the prompts was like a childhood favorite, and instantly I remembered this book, but I couldn't pick it because it was not a favorite. It actually like kind of low-key traumatized me, not gonna lie, but I don't remember why. And you know, it's been kind of like, I feel like spring is never coming. It's just been like raining. I just feel like it now is like the time to revisit books that traumatized me as a child. I just think it'll be kind of funny. But no, for real, when I read this book as a kid, I remember getting to the end and like having like a meltdown, and my mom literally had to take the book away from me. I've ascended to a new level of hate reading. I no longer hate read, I childhood trauma read. I do it for the rant, okay? I'm sorry, but I literally just started, and the first passage. This story begins within the walls of a castle with the birth of a mouse. A small mouse. The last mouse to be born to his parents, and the only one of his litter to be born alive. This is a children's book. Oh no. So one thing about me is that I've actually kept mice as pets, and I've also had to deal with mouse pregnancies. So 100% Despereaux's mother ate all his siblings. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like, it's not in the text, but that is 100% what happened. She ate them. So basically, this mouse is born in a castle, and he's super small and shitty at being a mouse. And everyone's like, wow, you're so small and shitty at being a mouse. I think we're honestly supposed to feel kind of bad for him because he's bad at being a mouse. But honestly, he doesn't even have it that bad. Like, yeah, he's bad at running around and eating crumbs off the ground, but he's also like the only mouse that can read. So at least he's got that going for him. Anyway, our little autistic coded, talented, and gifted child gets hyper fixated on a story about a knight saving a princess or something, and then his sensory seeking ass hears music and is drawn to the king of the castle that he lives in, who's playing a guitar for his daughter, the princess. P is her name. Anyway, P Princess sees the mouse and is like, oh my god, a mouse, play music for him, he's so cute. And the king is like, that's not a mouse, that's a bug. And then he plays Wonderwall. Anyway, Dorito is then immediately in love with the princess. Then he tries to talk to her, and the shocking revelation that the princess and the king have is that the mouse is speaking to them, not that it can speak to them, which is interesting. Anyway, Darude Sandstorm gets sent to the dungeon by his own family for interacting with humans, and no one cared. At this point, we're introduced to a character that I will be calling Ratbane, because he was born in the darkness, and much like Despacito, he too is bad at being a rat. Mainly because of his obsession with the light. It's through this character of Ratbane that we're given some backstory and some world building, because Ratbane's whole deal is that he accidentally killed the queen by falling into her soup bowl, and now soup is illegal. Well, not only soup, actually, it's everything involved with soup, including bowls and spoons. It's because the king is canonically very dumb. Ratbane is sort of the antagonist, but also sort of not, because he's kind of trying to get vengeance or something. It's kind of unclear what his whole deal is. He likes light. He wants to leave the dungeon, I guess. And I guess because he's rejected because he's a rat, and then outlawed again because he killed the queen on accident or something. I guess that's his whole deal. But also it's kind of not, because he also is being literally hypnotized by another rat. Make it make sense. So who is the bad guy? I don't know. And I never will. Honestly, I kind of view Ratbane as more of another victim. Honestly, more relatable than Doc Martens. Then we get to the part that really fucked me up as a child. Miggery Sow. Miggery Sow is literally named after a pig. And not only were Mig's parents mean to her when they named her after a pig, not only that, the entire book and everyone in it is mean to Mig. Nothing good ever happens to Mig. This is never resolved. And this is what I think honestly really messed me up as a kid. Mig deserved a good ending. So basically Miss Piggy was sold by her father for a red tablecloth and some other stuff, like a hen and something else. And she becomes a servant, or essentially a slave, because she's not getting paid, to the person who bought her, who beats her so much that she goes deaf. Eventually, because of the before mentioned ban on soup, when they come to collect the bowls and the spoons and whatnot, the king's people find Meg, and actually a slavery is also illegal. So now instead of being a slave to this random man, you can be a slave at the castle. And so they take her to the castle. And rural life, Meg only really wants one thing, and that is to be a princess. A pretty lofty goal, especially considering how much this book hates her. Because you see, not only is Meg sold, abused, becomes deaf because of injury, she is also repeatedly told that she is stupid, which is not her fault. And also, eventually, she starts to gain a little weight after going into the castle because she's not being starved anymore. So this book's the book makes sure that she's also fat. Oh yeah, not only does the book call her fat and stupid, it also calls her lazy. So yeah, Meg isn't really good at anything. So her main job is to just bring food to the jailer in the dungeon, which is how she meets Ratbane. And then Ratbane starts to manipulate to get vengeance. He wants to like abduct the princess, and he basically convinces Meg, oh, we'll just we'll get you to trade places. And Meg falls for it because she's naive. And then when she realizes that that's not the plan, and she's like, oh my god, I'm not gonna get to be a princess, they're like, oh Meg, you're so dumb. Because this book is so fucking mean to Meg. Honestly, even Piss Princess, who is supposed to be like the nice character, just looks down on Meg and just pities her. And also views her as kind of dumb. Anyway, none of this is resolved ever, really. Book ends with them all ending up in the dungeon. P has been abducted by Meg and Ratbane. Donald Duck is there to save them. All kind of like devolves and falls apart. Princess and Miss Piggy end up crying because they both have like dead moms or something. Then Ratbane is all angry. And then Dorito is like, I'll kill you. And then P is like, or we could just have soup. And then they all just have soup and it's chill. Like I said, this book doesn't really have much of a resolution, I guess, and that's really just what irked me as a child. Like, I guess Ratbane eventually he is allowed into the castle. P doesn't die. Mig, somehow I missed this both times. I had to look up a summary because as a child I somehow missed that this is the ending for Mig. And I thought that just nothing happened for her. But also rereading it, I also came to that conclusion the second time. But apparently, according to the summary I had to look up, Meg's father gets released from the dungeon as well. And then she just goes and it's supposed to be all good, I guess, with her and her dad who sold her into slavery. I'm still not okay with this ending.